after fighting with this stupid thing. I don't even know if it's gonna properly... Like, I've just spent the last 5 minutes trying to... I need to get myself another one of these. But I don't want to invest until... Good morning. Look at what's going on today. It's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. Look at it. It's just gorgeous. I just spent the last several minutes fighting with my stupid stick. And we were supposed to get 60 centimeters of snow. And apparently Mother Nature, like myself, is very late this morning. This morning, I tell you, you ever get those days where you wake up and you're like miserable because you woke up late and you meant to wake up at a certain time, but then you woke up late, and then it sets you back, sets you back. And I don't even know why this happens, to be honest with you, but right away this morning, I know why I woke up late. Okay, so last night me and my husband decided to watch a movie. We don't do this very often because in order to get the internet working it's a challenge. I don't know if I mentioned that my video 2 videos ago took, I think, 48 hours to load. Anyway, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Beautiful. And we decided to watch a movie, and of course we picked a Russian movie that was, I wouldn't recommend watching it before you go to bed. Oh, this is what I'm wearing. I'm wearing red today, so I stand out in the white. I'm a red flower amongst the white. Amongst the white background. Anyway, and it's quite warm. Just to report, it's like minus, I think, 11 or 12. It's so lovely. It's like sweater. Like, it's so different here. Like, the weather is just, it seems like minus 10, 12 is so crazy cold, but that's like really not here. It's a dry cold, so it's really quite capable. Anyway, back to the movie that I wrongfully decided to watch. This movie was a Russian movie called The Blackout, and I gotta tell you, I wouldn't recommend it before bedtime. I would, as a whole, it was a good movie, but psychologically, it was just like a little bit jarring for me anyway. I like dystopian movies, I like action movies, but I don't like movies that really like jar you in a way where you're like, like the Uglies movie that came out. I read the series. It was pretty good in terms of like the way that they captured it, but that's not jarring. But this was jarring. Anyways, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, just in case. Anyways, meandering, hello. So I watched it and we went to bed late, and as you know, I've been really good with getting up, doing my walks. It's like, I don't know, 11 o'clock or something. Sorry, you wiped out. You okay? You okay? You okay? Okay, you got a pitfall there. He just like wiped out and he fell into like a hole. And this morning I woke up, I pressed my alarm, and I went back to bed. So from like 6:15 until like 8:30 I was in bed, and that set me back. Set me back with writing, set me back with reading, set me back with my walk. Although I don't mind the walk part because it is still quite pretty. I this morning it was snowing like this. It was so beautiful. I'm like, oh, I'm so behind. I've only had one coffee, and I'm not supposed to have coffee anyway, but he's just so happy. He gets so excited. And like now even if when I don't record, he gets so excited when we go out. He looks forward to it, which is really nice. And I felt like such a failure this morning. Ever feel like that? And I think like because I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, that's how I used to say it back home. I was feeding the girls and I was watering my girls. And I was having these like, you ever have these thoughts? And I wonder if it's because I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Like, oh, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing here? What was I thinking? Like, it doesn't matter where you are in your life, but, you know, do you ever have those days where some days you wake up and you're a freaking rockin' champion, and other days you wake up and you're like, I'm such a loser. Like, what am I doing anyway? What value is this? Like, why did I choose this? Why am I not smarter? Why, so I was watering the chickens and walking back and forth, from home to coop, from home to other coop, because I have to carry all my water. We don't have any infrastructure here, really, just besides the 2 coops. And so we have to get water there so then I don't have to carry it. Because as I get older, our goal is to create a place where we can get old. And like, I can't see myself at 80 going with these freaking buckets and hauling water because it's not sustainable. So I'm hauling this water and I'm really having these kind of crappy thoughts. Like, what am I doing anyway? Like, what the hell am I doing a YouTube channel, for example? And at this age, what was I thinking to like convince my poor husband that we should move out in buttfuck nowhere in the sticks, get some chickens, start a garden, get rid of everything, just sell off our business and wind everything down. I'm sorry, what was I thinking? You ever have those days where you question every decision you've ever made and every decision you're making forward? And I think to myself, as I'm going back home, I'm trying to buck up because I don't want my husband to see that I'm kind of upset for no reason. It's like, maybe it's because I'm going through menopause. Maybe I'm having these thoughts because I'm genuinely trying to think through logically as, what are you doing? He's waiting for me. Look at him. He's waiting for me. Such a good boy. And as I'm coming home, I'm trying to, get myself so that I'm not upset. And then I was thinking, okay, I'm going to write about it because I'm starting to find that writing helps me offload. And then it's a first filter. And I couldn't even finish. Like, I started writing, why am I feeling this way? Why all of a sudden I'm feeling like not only a failure, but questioning, what am I doing? And I thought to myself, so we're in the middle of our life, ostensibly, we're in the middle if we live a really long life. And we've just uprooted everything that we knew, and I mean everything, besides the fact that we're still us and, we're still married and that kind of sameness. But that's about the only thing we've carried over. Everything else is new. And what if this decision that we've just made is the biggest mistake? Now what? Now what do we do? And I started realizing that I think that when you don't get a good night's sleep, and when you watch stupid crap that your brain gets all disheveled, and you fall out of a routine, which I am just formulating, like I'm just forming a routine. You got to remember, the one thing that I'm realizing, perhaps one of the reasons why I think I was having such a bad morning this morning for no reason There's no reason why I should have been having such a bad morning. I woke up to the most beautiful sun with snow gently falling in a most pristine environment, and I have absolutely no reason to complain or whine. I don't have to get up in the morning and rush to work through traffic because there's so much snow and everybody is trying to pile up on the freeway. But yet I found myself sad and wondering if, just questioning and double guessing and now what? And what if? And I realized as I started writing that if we are in a state, a new state, or in a sort of a flex, because we're kind of in a flex. So I realized we are in a flex state. We haven't established anything. We were so used to the regular routine that, where did I hear this? When we get, where I was reading it. Oh yeah. Oh my God, thank you, Lord, for my dog. Actually, it was my daughter's dog, but he's my dog now because she couldn't keep him, and oh, I'm so grateful for him. It makes me laugh. But where did I hear this? This is why reading is so important. And I'm so glad that I'm still on the wagon with this. When you are used to a routine, you're kind of stuck in a depressive state, like you are stuck in one lane. Oh, it was in the book We. And if you take a human out of that, if you take a human out of what they know, their comfort zone, their regular routine, their regular depressive, regimented wheel where they're used to, their brain is just so comfortable it doesn't have to think, we start actually unraveling. And I am certain that I know this was a fictional book, but I am certain that we would be able to find that in scientific journals. And actually, it wouldn't be such a bad idea for me to see if I can't find something in the way of maybe some experiments that were able to show that once you take people out of their regular routine, something that they're used to, something that they're very comfortable in, whether it's a good situation or bad situation. That's another thing. The thing in this book, it wasn't a good society. It wasn't healthy. It was artificial, and it was basically a mind soul prison. But because they were brought up from when they were little, from the beginning of their life, that was their normal. And when you take the routine, the normal, the everyday, like I came from, my normal is going to work every single day, running all day, coming home, running more because now you have to make dinner now. And then after you're done, you go sit down in front of the television, generally, and you vegetate because you're just so exhausted, there's nothing left. You're just like a squeezed rag. And that's your normal. And you are so, I've realized that I was so, would it be indoctrinated? It was so ingrained in me that was my comfort level. Whereas, oh yeah, you're dirty. Whereas now, I'll tell you, I'm lost because I don't have a regular schedule. And now that I started a regular schedule, not because I am pushed, not because I am forced into a schedule, which is what was my life living down south, but a schedule I'm setting, a rhythm I'm setting, choices that I'm putting in my schedule that will empower me or better me or broaden my horizons, my brain, my knowledge, my abilities. And because I fell off the wagon and it jarred me, my new schedule, I feel like my brain was having a hard time coping. And that's another thing. Humans, I believe now, need some sort of schedule. And I don't mean the way that we've been pushed into these regimented 9 to 5 and then travel for an hour each way. So really 8 till 6, and then from 6 till 9 is basically doing what you can to be able to survive at home. Spend 5 minutes with your children, spend 6 minutes with your husband, and that's a successful day. For us here, we literally for the first couple of months didn't have any schedule. And at first that was okay because we were so emotionally, psychologically, and physically exhausted that I feel that was what we needed and we were okay with it. But now that our exhaustion is weaning, I'm finding the yearning for a schedule, a routine, a rhythm. I'm wondering if that's what humans need. Humans do need rhythm. And so that's the first thing I thought of is I think that that's what it is. I think that I'm actually missing a routine. And now that I finally kind of forced myself into a routine, and it was a force, believe me, it was so difficult. I think it took me 2 weeks to be successful to wake up at 6:15. And so I was so disappointed in myself this morning, and I think that's what put me in a foul mood and I don't know, again, I'm like an extreme personality. We've discussed this. I just hammer on myself just relentlessly because it's what I do when I fail, right? And also, I don't know if that's not a training that we also inherited from our society, and it's hard to unsocietize yourself from what you're trained, because we are these amazing machines. We get trained very, very well, and sometimes in some cases it's impossible to untrain ourselves, because there are situations where you can't untrain yourself. So that was one thing I thought of. Why was I so upset this morning? Then the other thing is everything is so new here that Odie, there you are. Come on. Good boy. Come on. That's my boy. Oh my God. You silly boy, you knocked my camera. Off. He knocked it off somehow. Oh, I know how he knocked it off. This thing pressed, and that's how it was off. Right? Yes, I think that's how it came off, because he pressed the power button. Not that you need to know that, but there it is. Anyway, and so now I'm all cockeyed, but that's okay. I'm not fixing it again. The other thing that I started realizing is I know no one here. I mean, okay, I'm being slightly, what's the word? I wonder what the word pejorative means. I gotta look that up. Pejorative. Maybe I'll put the definition. I'm sure that that's not the word I'm looking for. But I'm conflating that I know no one. I have friends here, but these friends are anywhere from, a month old to say 4 years, because we've been coming up here about four years or so. No, about 5 years now, actually. We're in 2025. So about 5 years we've been coming up. But you know, that still feels very new. I still don't feel completely secure in my ties with a lot of these friends. They don't really know me. I don't really know them. We don't get together nearly as often as we do in the South, because in the South there really isn't that many challenges in terms of distances. And like, for example, today it's snowing. I don't know if we're gonna go with my son. I think we will, just because it's only once a week and we just don't want to not go if we don't have to. But in days like this, if it was snowing even more, you just don't go out. You just don't go out. And I've realized that even though I'm avoiding people more, that I've noticed, and even though I'm becoming a little bit of a hermit, that I've noticed, there are days like when I wake up today and feel kind of crappy, that I'm wondering if I'm not missing my friends, like that I can just go and have a coffee with a friend and bring my spirits up, because we are animals that are social. I don't believe we are herd animals, but I do believe that we are packed animals. And I sometimes feel like I miss my pack, but I'm so grateful at those times, like when I feel like I miss my friends, the ones that I've had a large portion of my life. I'm so grateful at that point for, like, I'm usually never as grateful as I am for technology when I blah blah blah. Let me see if my lips are freezing some. I'm never as grateful for technology. This is what I'm trying to say, as I am when I wake up and I have these moments. And I do have to say that this is really the first morning that I've had, I don't know, such a deep kind of wallowing, like a wallowing feeling. So this is like, as it happens, I'm recording and talking about it because I'm trying to understand. I chose this. This is what I wanted. And then this morning, for the first time, I had like a sad feeling, an upset feeling, like a melancholy. Maybe that's the word. A melancholy kind of day. I'm feeling a little bit better, I will say, after I wrote and after I read and after I had a coffee with my husband. But I worry. I sometimes worry that maybe, what if I made a mistake? What if I am not able to sustain this life and be happy with myself and what I can get out of where I am? But luckily, I will say, as I talk about it, as I work through it, I don't know, I do feel better. And then I always worry that if I ever start regretting these choices, how will I ever be able to fix it? And I guess now that I'm thinking about it, I guess I really do think it was more or less that I really fell off the wagon. I didn't fall off the wagon, but I did. And I think I'm hard on myself. I think that we all are harder on ourselves than we are on other people. And yeah, I don't know. Does anybody else have these feelings? And what brings them on for you? Like, is it always just, a bad night's sleep and maybe you ate something? Oh, and yes, that reminds me. I also cheated last night. So isn't that so horrible? Like, I used the movie as a pretext to eat something bad. So I'm on this carnivore diet, and in 2 days marks a year. And when I moved up here, I have been cheating. I've been cheating like anywhere from 1 to 4 times a month that I will cheat. And when I say I cheat, there have been times where I just gluttonously just try to put everything in my mouth. With no satisfaction, actually. I regret it every time. But I've learned to now instead, because I had so much guilt. Like, I've never had, like, you know what I mean? I've never been on a diet, but I was really desperate. This diet is a desperation diet. It's not you should try this diet. And yesterday I cheated. I had yogurt, regular strawberry yogurt, which has so much sugar. I don't even remember it being this sweet, but it's so sweet. Oh, this is true signs of sugar addict. And I had Brazilian nuts with it, like in it. So I had the strawberry yogurt. I always get the high fat one anyway, but high fat strawberry yogurt and chopped Brazilian nuts. Oh my God. It was so good. But then when I finished it, I was feeling so awful. Actually, my stomach started hurting a little bit, but I just sat and waited. And I promised myself I'm not going to feel guilty when I cheat, because that's what's been happening, is that I cheat because I really, really want that apple, or I cheat because I really, really, really wanted some sort of flavor to my yogurt, which is the strawberry yogurt that I buy for my husband and my son. But I didn't feel guilty yesterday. But I'm wondering if that sugar has also caused a mood change, because I find that on this diet, the one thing that I'm finding is that my emotions are much more equal. Like, I don't have, and I think I talked about this in another video, how I thought I kind of was thinking that maybe because I'm in this beautiful sort of quiet, peaceful environment, maybe that's why my emotions are not so ragged. Like, I just don't respond that quickly. But I'm wondering if the sugar, because I don't have any sugar in my diet on a regular basis. It's just when I cheat. Now I'm starting to be able to cheat with one thing. So say I'll have one apple instead of, oh, I've already cheated. I broke the diet. Now I'm going to have some chips, and I'm going to have some crackers, and I'm going to have a banana, and I don't. Now I'm trying to do one thing. If I cheat, okay, just have the apple, wait, and let's see what happens. I had yogurt, and this morning I was just emotional. I was sad. I was beating on myself. And I'm wondering if that had anything to do with it. See, it's good to talk about it. So thanks for listening. And I guess with that, it's not a bad time to segue into our goodbyes and maybe get some breakfast started, because I still haven't had breakfast. I'm so behind. And I guess we're going to decide if we're going to go out today or not. But I want to thank you for listening, because this does help. And if at any point this helps anyone, or if you can engage in a conversation that maybe relates to you as well, I'd really appreciate the interaction. And as always, I forgot in the last video, there's a little button. It's a little black button. I don't know what shape that is. It's like a oblong, it's like a rounded rectangle. And the word starts with an S, and it says subscribe. Did it light up? It always amazes me when it lights up when someone says the word. But I'd really appreciate it if you press the subscribe button. It really doesn't cost you anything. And if there was any value in any of the meanderings that I ever talk about, then I would like to see you again. And of course, a thumbs up would be wonderful. I don't know that I deserve a thumbs up yet, but if you think I do, I would appreciate it. Anyways, I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I hope you're not snowed under, because I know that they were threatening major storms. But if you are snowed under, make the best of it. As always, thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful day. Mwah!